Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today's honored guest is Mori Kabiri, zooming in from Irvine. Mori is an author and subject matter expert in legal operations, legal data analytics, and technology for corporate legal departments and law firms. His influential legal operations, KPIs book has been recognized internationally and translated into Spanish and Portuguese. His thought leadership includes articles on Forbes and LinkedIn, co-authoring Building the Data-Driven Law Firm, and publishing a research paper on using AI to identify anomalies in legal invoices. Mori is a strong advocate for introducing technology, data, and AI into law schools' curricula, recognizing these essential tools for future lawyers. He conducts seminars and workshops at law schools, equipping students with knowledge and skills needed to excel in modern legal practice. On the business front, Mori leads the exclusive legal operations, KPIs workshops, courses, and forums, bringing this critical subject to legal organizations worldwide. His hands-on approach and deep industry expertise drive innovation, making him a sought-after speaker at leading industry events. Over the past 2 decades, Mori has designed and implemented transformative legal technologies, including enterprise legal management, contract lifecycle management, business intelligence, and legal RFP platforms for large international corporations. He is currently the CEO of InfiniGlobe LLC, legal operations consulting firm based in Newport Beach, California. Welcome, Mori.
Wow, Danny, thank you for having me. That was, I guess, the longest bios ever. Probably my assistant sent you the long one. Thank you for having me.
Yes, but it's very impactful. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got there.
Yeah, so I guess that the bio did it, but actually what I do, I help corporate legal departments to work smarter using technology, data, and process improvements. So as you may know, corporate legal departments is an entity within large corporations that they handle contracts, litigation, cases, anything related to legal.
Right.
And we help them to become more modernized and use technology to their benefit.
Now, what technologies are you using for that? One, and we know technology is advancing at a very rapid pace. So how do you continually stay up to date with the new technology and keep implementing it for law firms?
Yeah, that's well, when I joined the industry, my background's coming from startup back in late 90s before the dot-com. And when the dot-com happened, I joined the legal industry. At the time, legal industry, specifically in the corporate legal department part, was very behind on the technology. Literally, attorneys, they used to have timesheets with basically pencil and paper tracking their time and picking up the phone and tracking 5-10 minutes and all that stuff. And then send all these invoices with like many pages to the corporations to process them. And the corporate side, the in-house counsel, getting all these invoices and just review them line by line and see whether this charge is good or not and all that stuff. And the first step that I was involved in the project is to make that paperwork into the digital format and start having a computer to monitor the bills and invoices. So gradually, that was kind of like my introduction to the industry. But legal industry generally has been a little bit lagger on adopting technologies. Is it because of maybe the nature of it? But recently, I can tell you definitely with the boom of AI, one of the area that can benefit from AI is definitely the legal industry.
Why do you think they're slow to adapt if adapting creates efficiencies within the law firm?
Yeah, well, the sensitivity of the information might be one of the reasons. Like, for instance, when the cloud movement came in back in about 15 years ago, many companies, they moved in. But because of the type of information that the legal departments and law firms, they're handling, it's very sensitive. There's extra cautious on how to handle them. And they don't want to be the frontier of adopting technology. They want to just test it, other industries, and then use it. That might be one of the reasons for that.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Them being able to protect the data and keep it from being tapped into and keeping it private. So how is AI going to revolutionize all of this, everything they do, because it's impacting every industry, right? Every industry is going to be using AI in one form or another. And if you don't adapt it, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, well, AI, I sometimes I use example that maybe about, don't quote me on that, maybe 100 years ago, maybe 80 years ago, there was an army of people sitting in Wall Street that they were calculating the stock market. And when the calculator and computer came, a lot of people, they're scared that they're going to lose their job, right? And then we saw that, some people, they lost their job, and then they got use the calculator and computers and Excel sheet. And eventually, people that stay within Excel sheet, and now there's more advanced analytics available in the stock market, they lost their job, but there's new job created for them, right? So there's always is going to be new job. And the same thing with AI. Definitely, AI is going to replace some of the activities that attorneys they used to do. Let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say you want to draft a quick contract, or you want to get some data and fill up a form that a paralegal used to do. Now AI can grab your information and populate the form and create a form and submit it to to court. So some of those manual work are going to be replaced because we have more and more intelligent computer power to do this. But at the end of the day, I think that I would say that attorneys that they use AI, they are not going to lose their job. But attorneys that they don't use AI, there is something that, depend on type of work they do, right? Eventually, I think AI is going to do a lot of work that attorneys that they do manually.
Yeah, that's going to change the industry, right? With the attorneys being able to create documentation a little bit easier, or maybe even a lot faster, and embracing that technology. Like they say, I hear other people mention, it's not the job losses. It's if you don't embrace it and learn to work with it to create your position more efficient, maybe you can actually do more work because AI is helping you move along and you become more efficient. Then you'll progress and stay in the business. But if you don't, then that's when you get left out.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, AI is the past couple of years, I would say, or a few years, but even before then, when I joined the legal industry, that about like 25 years ago, as I mentioned, in the corporate legal department, a lot of in-house counsel and attorneys, they had to do some of the work that is not legal work, such as project management, such as spend management, reviewing invoices, and things that like take away their what they taught at their law school, their time from doing those to do something administration work, right?
Right.
So by bringing technology and help them to just free their time from those administration work and do the actual legal work, it not only makes them happier because they do what they like to do and also they went to school, but also it creates more efficiencies. So technology is a tool if it's used right, and that's what's being goal. But at the same time, there's always resistance.
Yeah. We're creatures of habit, right? We don't want to change what we do. But to expand on what you just said about them doing the administrative work is non-billable hours too. So if they're doing a lot of administrative work, that's work that they are not doing for anyone, and you can't bill for those hours. So I can see where if you're able to create efficiencies for the attorneys where they don't have to spend much time doing that and it gets done automatically, they can spend more time helping clients, and that in turn turns to more billable hours and makes the firm more profitable.
Absolutely, and that's something that you're absolutely right. I think even you mentioned about the billable hours. Some of the movement that we see is happening. There is a less and less billable hours, at least at the corporate side of work, because the works are getting more value based. Basically, you just say we wanted to accomplish, let's say, this immigration case, or they want to handle this merger acquisition work, and more corporation asking law firms to provide fixed fee arrangements or value based, not like billable hours. Of course, there are some cases such as trial. You don't know how much work is going to be and all that. So that's another thing that I think is a benefit for law firms, because if in the past a law firm had to spend 3-4 hours drafting a contract, they can use the generative AI now and generate those contracts much faster. But at the end of the day, the corporations, they want value. They don't care whether you're using generative AI and all that. And of course, there are cases originally that at the court, they showed that generative AI hallucinated and created some references that is not correct. So definitely, you shouldn't expect like ChatGPT to do the legal work for you. This is a very fine area. You should be in the driver's seat and use it as a co-pilot, something that like helping you, not doing it for you.
So does that mean that a law firm would have their own generative AI and teach it the law, the references, the case studies to be able to create documents, or help to create documents, and then maybe the lawyers just double check everything?
Yeah, I mean, it would be similar to that. Think about this. Let's say a CPA. A CPA used to use, let's say, Excel sheets maybe 20 years ago, right? Now they have these sophisticated applications. They plug in your data from your business, and they just give you advice whether to do this or that and all this stuff,
right?
So you won't judge them and say, "Oh, why are you using technology?" Because now in a few clicks, you can tell me the advice, whereas in the past, you had to spend 5 hours to analyze it. At the end of the day, for you as a customer, as a business owner, you want good advice.
Right.
But you just don't want advice directly come from the tool. You want some human being with experience to give you that advice.
Right.
It's the same thing for attorneys.
Right. No, that definitely makes sense. Now, as you've been doing what you do in your firm, how competitive is it for you in your space? Are there other people that are doing the same thing, other firms, and what makes you stand out above the rest?
Yeah, one of the things that we have been, I did it with my book. By the way, I have your copies here, so I'll gotta see you and give you your copy.
No, put that book up so everybody can see it. Let's get a good shot of that.
Oh, thank you. This is the Legal Operation KPI. It's a book that I did. It's a little bit technical and lots of detail, but basically, just to explain what KPI is, it's a key performance indicator. And all of us in business, we use this. Now we don't call it KPI, but basically anything in the balance sheet or anything that you have and you measure your performance is KPI. So in the legal department, as I said, traditionally, it's been looked at as a cost center, meaning that the corporation says, okay, this is our tax or cost to do the business and legal, right? But there is a transformation happening that the legal department want to become proactive and become a business unit. So the head of legal department, general counsel, now getting to the role of CLO, which is a chief legal officer, right? So this transformation has been happening during the past 10 to 12 years, and it's getting really popular all over the world. And as you can imagine, a general counsel to be a CLO need to be able to speak business language with other C-level executives, right? Mm-hmm. And the language of talking to each other is number and KPI and metrics, right? So now what we do here in our company, and we're frontier on this with many other like big consulting company, they used to do this, is helping the general counsel to get familiar themselves with the KPI, with the data analytics, and how when they go to the board and they wanted to talk about their legal services to the corporation, they're not just saying that we protect you. They just talk about and see how we can make the company a business enabler, how we can help the company to grow to other markets, and then become an advisor to the CEO. So that's the kind of like the legal services we provide. It's more like a strategic planning using data and metrics.
Wow, no, that's very interesting, and that's good. It's like being the right-hand person to the CLO and giving them all the tools that they need to do their function and their job correctly. So as you develop your firm, what has been one of your biggest challenges in making it successful?
Well, in our industry, staying in the industry sometimes it's not very easy because, as I said, the movement and changes are really sometimes slow. Me coming from the software background and a startup, that was a big change. But at the same time, I've been in a few recessions back in .com and 2008. I can tell you that, but also legal industry is doing really well in those times. So just being in industry long enough and creating trust in our clients. We have clients in big corporation, Fortune 500 companies that we're partnering with them and helping them. So I think that's and part of it is just, to be honest with you, is luck. So we're lucky. So they trust us.
Well, isn't it true that the harder you work, the luckier you get?
That is true.
Right, because nobody's going to come knocking on your door and say, here, Mori, can you help me with this? You got to kind of go out and hunt and make them understand the value add that you bring that would help the firm be more successful and cost cutting as well.
Yeah. And I wanted to just also mention that I'm very lucky that we have a really good team. We have a team here, some local, some in the States, some outside of states, that I can say that every morning, everybody come to work. We're just so excited about this. We're, let's say, building right now a community outside of US, a forum that professionals and people that are interested in the same subject, we get together and talk. And one day we have a forum in Brazil, one day in Germany, one day UK. And it's just like creates such a dynamic, exciting environment. We're a small company, but we're lucky that we're in the position that there are really good changes happening in the legal industry, and we're part of it.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. And then you guys have to stay nimble, right? You guys have to, as the industry changes, you have to change with it to be able to stay relevant within the industry. Absolutely,
yes. Especially with the recent changes that we see in the U.S. relationship with other countries. There's a lot of changes, regulatory and things that impacting the legal industry. So I think we'll see how it goes, but we have to stay nimble as well, as you mentioned.
Yes, and it's definitely interesting times in how fast things are changing, and we don't really know how it's going to evolve, but you just got to figure it out one day at a time, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Mori. As we wrap up our interview, what exciting plans do you have for 2025?
Well, we continue. One of the things that I've been working on just my past life has been more on the corporate legal department side, but now we see a lot of opportunity on the law firm side. And actually, there are like large law firms in Orange County here. They have branches from others, and law firms that they are watching this interview, I would love to connect with them locally. We're working on some of the exciting in the same area. I love to create a bridge between these two sides, between the corporate legal department and law firm, and then collaboration. I think that open communication can help both sides. So I would be happy to connect. And this is our plan for this year. I'm working on a new book that is coming up hopefully in a few months.
Wow, exciting. You gotta keep us posted and let us know when it comes out. So
Thank you.
Let everybody know. And Mori, thanks so much for coming in and sharing your thoughts and insights in what you do. If somebody is listening to us and they'd like to get a hold of you, how could they get a hold of you?
Well, I'm very active on LinkedIn. Mori Kabiri on LinkedIn, or my company name is Infiniglobe, and infiniglobe.com. And we're not that far. We're just next to the Fashion Island. So yeah, I love to connect with the local. And as you mentioned, hopefully you can put together some gathering that we can meet each other.
Oh yeah, no, that would be great. Yes, we're looking into that. Eventually, we'll figure something out and bring everybody together so that everybody can network.
Wonderful.
Well, once again, thank you so much for coming on. And to our listeners, please go to ocpowerplayers.com and follow us on your favorite channel. Thank you so much, Mori.
Thank you for what you're doing, Danny. This is great. All right. Take care.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.